Yeah.
So
Does that seem shocking?
No. Robin's gonna be in New York. What, in about a week and a half?
Yeah.
Robin will be up there.
Great. It's
Visiting my
beautiful
son.
here.
Can she knock on your door?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm going to be honest and tell you I did not know that Nora had passed away. How long ago did she die?
A year ago, June. But I think you may be the only person in America that does not know this.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Is that possible? Robin, you knew, right?
Robin knew.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but see, I'm in a fog.
It wasn't probably just on your radar. That's all.
I guess so.
But of course, it was on mine because we were so close. We were, of course, sisters. I was her younger sister by 3 years, and I'm sure I was the first thing that happened to her that she had no control over. And we were collaborators. We collaborated on You've Got Mail and on Michael, and we were both writers, and my whole family's writers. My sister Hallie and Amy write also. So it was a family thing that we were all writers. But Nora and I, because we collaborated, we borrowed lines from each other the way other sisters borrowed dresses.
Oh, really?
So
I love that. I love that line. Yeah.
Thank you. And it was. I started writing this book sort of in the months after her death, just because I was living in a world where the street signs were missing. I didn't know where I was, and I needed to figure it out.
And did the writing process of this particular book help you with that?
Well, it really was tremendously helpful because I wanted to make sense not only of our love for each other, but the complications of sisterhood and of having her as my sister. She's a very, very famous person. And I really wanted to understand all of that. And then it just led to my writing about all my major food groups, which is why it's sister, mother, husband, dog. And I started to have a lot of fun once I got, through the grief.
Delia, I want to ask you if I'm accurate in this observation. First of all, to do this, I have to tell you that Rob and I speak to a lot of authors, and one thing that comes up a lot is that the writing process for an author, especially an author of fiction, the writing process is more of an escape for the author, often it seems like, than it is for the reader. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing, is that right?
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. The writing process is an alternate reality and it's phenomenal. You can create an alternate reality to live in.
But part two of my observation is that in this book, you didn't go away. You went closer in. Is that right?
Yes, because I think if you write personally, if you don't really tell the truth and get to the nub of it and the heart of it, why bother, right? It's important to do that. And there were so many things I needed to make sense of. And also, when you have to write personally, one of the things that happens when I was writing it was that I would be like, I would get involved in the process, and it would almost protect me from how much blood I was spilling onto the page. I would just be thinking, what's the truth of this? What is this about? Or how can I be funnier even? How can I be funnier about this?
And why did you want to be funnier? Was it just to kind of...
it's a curse in my family. If you're not funny, it's like being called an axe murderer if you're not funny.
Okay.
I always need, and also in families how everybody gets typed. The smart one, the this one, the that one, right?
Yeah.
I was the funny one. And every time I said something funny at the dinner table, my dad would shout, "That's a great line, write it down."
Ah, smart.
So I was raised to have that as part of my identity. So it's always been part of my life. And so when I wrote a piece about how this one movie, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, destroyed my life.
Yeah.
And because all I wanted to do was move to the backwoods and make flapjacks for some wild man. And so I got into stuff like that was really, really fun for me to write about.
And who knew Howard Duff would be that kind of a character? He was really something.
Yeah, he was. Wait, you mean Howard Keel? Right?
I'm sorry, Howard Keel. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like 8 feet tall and gigantic, and yeah, I know he was something else.
Yeah, exactly. He was wonderful. I mean, and then later on, he was just so, dramatic of an actor and took it, away from singing and dancing. You are extremely insightful in your book, and you also do manage to put levity with that, especially when you talk about mothers and all the things that they want to say and should say on their deathbed. I mean, that, as you really drive that point home, that we should say those things and be involved in those things before that time.
Yes, it was a strange. My mother on her deathbed said, "Can my sister Nora take notes?" And it became a myth in the family. Oh my gosh, how amazing! But really, my mother, I to this day do not understand why on your deathbed that's what you would say to your daughter. I mean, that would be your words. And to me, my mother said, "I hope you never tell anyone what happens here."
Oh my.
So, yes. So the messages, to say the messages were mixed is an understatement. Because my mother, who was this unbelievably fantastically accomplished woman, was a screenwriter before any women did any ever worked out of the home, and with a wonderful sense that her daughters had a destiny, was also at night, she simply went to pieces. She drank, and she was a terrible, terrible, angry person at night, and a terribly lovely person in the day. And my whole life, I've had to try and reconcile who she was. And I really believe if you grow up like that, you should not keep the secret, that you must tell. It's how you heal. It's how you help other people heal. I think, but children are loyal. If you tell a child to keep a secret, they keep it.
Yeah, right. But I'm guessing you're right about other people being able to relate to it, and it's somehow being a therapeutic for them, just to know about it.
Yeah, I think sharing your life is one of the things that I've learned over the years is a gift that we give to each other. I mean, I think one of the great things about girlfriends, and there's a ton about girlfriends in this book, is I think if you have sisters, it's very, sisterhood is uncivilized. All right, my first memory of Nora was that she bit into a tomato in such a perfect way as to squirt juice in my eye. And I think, when you get older, you create girlfriends that are more perfect versions of your sisters, because girlfriends take care of each other. And I think the give and take of close friendship is collaboration on life, and that is such a powerful thing. So there's a lot about my girlfriends in my book and the ways that my life has been changed and saved by them.
Delia Ephron is our guest. Her book is called Sister, Mother, Husband, Dog. We've heard a little bit about each of the first three. We haven't heard about your dog yet. Tell us about your dog.
Well, of course I got my dog because my best friend Dina got a dog, and that's one of the great things about friendship. They do something, and then you do something that you would never do because they did something. So, yeah, I got a dog, and I was a step-parent. And if there are any step-parents listening to this program, I just want to say that they should get themselves a dog because it's very nice to have someone in the house that loves you.
Oh,
all right.
Goodness.
And now it's been years, and my stepchildren and I adore each other. But that dog coming into the house was a really important moment for me. So I just felt I never had dogs. You can just. If you don't have a dog, you can get bored witless by other people talking about their dogs, but they are miracles and magic, and I do regret that I haven't had one my whole life. And we had a pet psychic over once, so it was very funny.
We had a pet psychic on the air one time.
Yeah.
Hey,
you did?
Yeah.
What did she say?
I asked her to tell me what my dog was thinking right now at home. She said, she's waiting for you. I said, yeah, I know. I don't need to be a psychic for that one.
No. That does not seem psychic worthy.
No.
You have no trouble about giving accolades to other famous people in your book, like Woody Allen. We love the fact that you enjoy his writing style and his humor.
I think that if you write movies and you try to write funny, that he is where it all begins. The movies like Annie Hall and Hannah and Her Sisters, and and Radio Days they're works of genius. They really are. And he was just doing things in a way that nobody else ever has. And I think when I go to a Woody Allen movie, I leave wanting to write better, think better. He just takes chances.
Yeah.
And he does. And you know what else? He just, you get the feeling, and I mean, is that the most important thing as a writer is what is my fingerprint, and trying to write what's true from inside, not looking outside. And I always feel that he's got these things to write, and he's going to write them so that there's a purity to what he does. Yeah.
Do you know what I wanted to say something about Woody Allen? Lately, he's not in his movies. Of course, for some reason he's just not in them. Right? He's casting other people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he always saw himself as a romantic figure, which was insane in some ways.
Yeah, right.
Right. But now I do think he's too old to be a romantic figure.
But you know what? When John and Yoko were in the news all the time, Yoko Ono was told by John Lennon, "Look, if you want people to respect your songwriting, you got to get other people to sing your songs." Mm-hmm. And I kind of wonder if, and now you and I, Robin, and many, many, many people respected Woody Allen, but there's a whole new group of people who suddenly have fallen in love with Woody Allen because they're watching his movies, loving them, and he's not in them. So it's almost like somebody else singing Yoko's songs.
Oh, that's interesting. But of course, nobody else could have made these movies but him, right?
Right.
Well, most filmmakers aren't in their movies. I mean, Hitchcock was only in his movie for like one split second, right? Right. At the right time when he got on the bus or something. But
were you or Nora? Were you?
No, but Nora is in a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, is she?
She has a one line in one of those movies. Is it Hannah and Her Sisters? I can't. I don't know which movie it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. Well, doesn't on Seinfeld, doesn't Kramer have a line in a movie, in a Woody Allen movie?
Maybe. I think so.
I think
so.
I'm the hugest Seinfeld fan.
I think so.
Well, I'm probably not the hugest because everybody's.
But I think
there's so much from Woody. I mean, Seinfeld wouldn't exist without Woody. As original and amazing.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. And I believe that there's a similarity in your writing as well.
That honors me.
It's an intellectual type of humor, and I'm not trying to say that if you get it, you must be intellectual. There's just something elevated about it. It's over, Jackass. Anyway,
yeah,
it's a little. It's a little bit high.
I'm going to put that on my wall. Over Jackass.
Delia, we're almost out of time. I'm so sorry. We're up against the clock. The book is wonderful. It's called Sister, Mother, Husband, Dog. I'm guessing it's everywhere. Amazon. Is it an ebook?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Is it an ebook?
Is it? Of course.
It is.
And Meg Ryan recorded the audiobook. It's so beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. What an honor to have you on our show, Delia. Thank you so much for doing this, and please come back anytime.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a break and be right back.
This is the Huckabee Report for Thursday. I'm Mike Huckabee from Dallas, Texas. There's one thing the president could do that would prevent another military base shooting. Details next. Police called and broke the bad news to Charles. His personal and financial information was found on an identity thief's computer disk. Nervous and confused, Charles called LifeLock, the industry leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock went into action, uncovering multiple fraudulent credit applications the identity thief was trying to open in his name. LifeLock shut him down and helped him restore his good name and credit.